Host Stand Up America.
Hi, I'm Joe Bolster, and I'll be your host for tonight's program. But before we continue, I'd like to introduce you to the world's least known person, Jasper.
No, I'll be your host for this evening. This is the comic. His name's Joe Bolster, and he happens to be very funny.
But it's good to be on the show, because comedy is a little slow for me now. I live here in New York, and I had to get a day job to kind of supplement my comedy income. It's an interesting job. I work with one of the local radio stations here in Manhattan. What I do is I get in my car during rush hour and ride around and report on helicopter traffic. It's going real good. See, I don't have a good car. I have a '66 Rambler. This is not a great car. In fact, the other day I took it for repair. You ever do this? You take your car for repair and the dealer gives you a car to drive while your car is being repaired. It's called a loaner. I've taken a '66 Rambler. The guy gives me an '85 Camaro. What's my incentive to bring it back? Certainly not the threat that he'll keep my car. The guy calls me up, your car's ready. I'm not. I hope the '95 Camaros are good, because that's the next time you'll be seeing me. I like driving to Pennsylvania. See, in Pennsylvania, the turnpike there, they have signs that tell you how much a speeding ticket's going to be, depending on how fast your car's going. Have you heard of these signs? They're supposed to slow you down. They don't work at all. I'm driving by going, I can afford that. And it got worse. I'm going 80. Some guy goes by doing 100. I don't want him to think I'm poor. I speed up. Pretty soon the whole highway's doing 160 because of peer pressure. People driving with one hand, throwing $20 bills out the window with the other. Keep the change, copper. Ha ha. And driving's hard enough without some of the things they have on cars. Have you seen these cars? They have that little side view mirror, has that warning. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. Here's a nice thing to have working on your head. You're driving 60 miles an hour, now you got to worry about optical illusions? Is that Mack truck a mile away, or is it in my back seat? If they want to challenge you, they should paint your windshield black and say, cars coming at you may be invisible. And I have fun trying to go into gas stations. For some reason, all gas station attendants call me Chief. Fill her up, Chief? To the brim, Tonto. And since I'm the chief, when he's done, I leave without paying. I think we'll just let the tribe pick up the tab on this one. Sometimes when you drive and you pass funeral processions. I was in a funeral procession about 2 months ago. I never knew this. Did you know funeral processions are allowed to go through red lights? Why? What's the hurry? Seems to me this policy just creates more business. First runs the red, hits some poor guy going through the green, bang, put him in the back. Stack him if you have to. See, I like to ride around here in New York and listen to these radio call-in shows they have, where people can call in and talk to the guy in the air. Doesn't it seem there's always one guy calling in who has no idea what's being discussed? And he always has some totally inappropriate comment to make. The host goes, we're talking about the Mideast crisis, the Arabs and the Jews, one of the most explosive issues of our time. We want to know how you feel. The number's 525-1200. Hello, you're on the air. Yeah, how much should a hamster weigh? Sir, I don't think that pertains. Yeah, but mine's up to 78 pounds. I think it might be a Wolverine.
It's nice to be here. Thank you. Got any black people here? Yeah. All right. I like black people. I do. I got some cousins and shit. They're black. Only thing I don't like is when black people come to the show and sit right down front. Suck up all the light. Pisses me off. White people reflect up. It's great to be black. Thank you very much. It is great to be black. You know, they tried to come up with a black Trivial Pursuit game. It didn't work. Because they had about 40,000 questions and 3 answers. The first one was, who the f cares? Second one was, what kind of shit is that? The third one was, what you asking me for? It is great to be black, though. Yeah, it is great. Everybody got together after the Grammys, made We Are the World. That was a great thing. Stevie Wonder was there. Yeah, Stevie don't show up unless it's a good idea. He's on that new song. What's it? That's What Friends Are For? You know the one. The one where Elton John looks like, which one of these people don't belong? We got any fat people here? Come on, try and raise your hands. Come on. I like fat people. They're fun. They are. I like to watch them try on clothes. Anybody ever do that? Come on, tell the truth. All the women have. Because in clothing stores, they have dressing rooms with curtains that never close all the way. And you can see the fat people on either side as you go by. You know you look. You have to look. It's fun. It is. Everybody should do it at least once. Make it like a picnic. Pack a lunch. Then go to one of these big women's stores. They're easy to find, too, because they have names like Extra Miss, More Than a Woman, 3 Times a Lady. They have pictures of cows and shit on the wall. Oh, you want our junior moose department, huh? Well, stomp right this way, honey. Flop right down. Now, see, I'm a big girl myself, but that's not what I'm talking about. This is just success. Thank you. Now, I'm talking somebody weighs about 8,000 pounds on 1 foot. Because they all cheat. They all say the same thing when they try on a dress. They always stand in the mirror and go, I don't like this dress. This dress makes me look fat. No shit. And I suppose without that dress, you don't look like an elephant's ass, huh? It's remarkable. It's not nice to talk about fat people. Where did that come from? I'm not related to any of the fat people here. I'll talk about them if I want to. Yeah, because so what? They can't catch you. You can hear them coming. I'm gonna kick your ass as soon as I get some rest. I don't mean to pick on fat people, though. I do like fat people. They are fun. It's skinny people I don't like. Skinny people piss me off. Especially when they say things like, you know, sometimes I just forget to eat. How do you do that? I have forgotten my address, my mother's maiden name, my keys, my money. I have never once forgotten to eat. You've got to be a special kind of stupid to forget to eat.
You know what's great? I took my parents. I was back in New York last week. She's talking about old Jews. I bring my parents to a Chinese restaurant in Chinatown. Now, I thought old Chinese were the most annoying people in the world. We go to this Chinese restaurant, and all these old Jews sitting around talking about, like, how sick they are. I had a heart attack. Well, I've had 3 heart attacks. Well, I have no heart. I'm dead. Okay, Uncle Saul's dead. He's dead. He wins. It's one dead Jew that beats 4 strokes. Game's over. All right? What are you, a seal? This is the best. So we get it now. I love Chinese people. I am amazed that anybody talks Chinese. You ever listen to them talk? The Chinese language, it's like if you listen to them, it's like bong da dang dang. That's like the words will just fade away. Bong da dang dang. It's like they just talk till they run out of breath. I don't know how this works. Bong da dang dang. I got no more air. More air. Well, take a breath. Let your friend talk. Then he breathes, then you talk. Then you breathe, then he talks. You take turns, all right? I'm back in New York. We go to the Chinese restaurant. This Chinese waiter comes up to the table, and the guy barely understands English, let alone old Jew English. My mother's sitting there trying to talk to this guy. I don't want pork. My mother sounds like Jerry Lewis. Pork, eh? Is it pork? Caroline, what? I don't want pork. Is it spicy? I don't want spicy. I don't want pork. Yeah, what do you want? Spicy pork? Yeah. Yeah, lady, we have, here, look at menu. We have all kind of pork. No, I don't want pork. I don't want spicy. What, you definitely want... Yeah, what, you want pork? Yeah. No, I don't. It's like Godzilla versus Rodan. Where? Yeah. Back in... You ever get a Chinese waiter that... You ever try to talk to a Chinese waiter and you can never get a straight answer out of these guys? Sir, it says on the menu, chicken with vegetables. Are they spicy? Are they sweet and sour? Yeah. The spicy vegetable. Oh, spicy vegetable. Yes, spicy vegetable. Yeah. Are there crayons in this? No, you have crayon. Yeah, well, crayon vegetable. Yeah, you everything. Crayon vegetable. Yeah. Yeah, well, you know, your head's on fire. Yeah, your head on fire. Your head on fire, a crayon, a vegetable, everything. Yes, sir. Okay, partner. Yeah. Yeah, well, thanks for the help, pal. You know, like I said before, I was just on the road for 3 weeks, and I came home the other day. I walk in my house, and my video recorder taped 3 weeks worth of shows. My phone answering machine took 3 weeks worth of calls. I got a smoke detector, a fire alarm, a burglar alarm, a self-cleaning oven, refrigerator makes ice cubes by itself. You know, I get this feeling one night I'll walk in the house and the house will go, hey, look, pal, we don't need you anymore. In this country, I don't know how many of you know about this, but I was just in San Francisco a few weeks ago, and they've got a gay bank. People magazine did a big story on this, about a gay bank. They're opening one in LA right here. It's called Atlas Savings and Loan. It's true, it's a bank for gay people. Now, I've got a lot of gay friends, and they would say, Bobby, do you have to do cheap gay jokes? We're just like everybody else. Yeah, fine, you're just like everybody else. Now you have your own bank. You don't see like banks for Jews or blacks, but now the homos got their own bank. The hell are you gonna get in a gay bank? Well, checks don't bounce, they skip. Yeah, okay, that's great, pal. Yeah, you want to borrow money for a sex change operation? Well, why don't you fill out one of our homo improvement loans? Just sign right in. You go to high school, and you got to take a language. I grew up in the Bronx, and I took Spanish, because I figured Puerto Ricans speak it. How tough could it possibly be? Wait, speaking of Puerto Ricans, remind me, let me get back to the Chinese. Yesterday I watched West Side Story. I'm sure you've all seen this movie a zillion times, all right? Remember the scene in West Side Story where the guy's running through Spanish Harlem? Now, we're talking Spanish Harlem in New York. And he's yelling out, Maria! Yeah, only one woman comes to the window.
I tried water skiing. I don't like that a whole lot. To me, that's just a rich man's enema. The idea of water going up my ass at 45 miles an hour. I skydived. I went skydiving in Atlanta. One of the guys I went skydiving was blind. It was great. You ever hear a German Shepherd scream at 10,000 feet? So I'm glad the holidays are over. They always suck. Hate New Year's Eve. You got to kiss people on New Year's Eve you normally wouldn't spit on. You ever go to somebody's house and the food sucks real bad? It's real hard lying with food coming back out of your mouth. I found a way to combat that, though. When I go to somebody's house, I look at the dog. If the dog's real fat, I don't eat. So this is what I do for a living, think of stupid things. It's my job. Come up here and work for 15 minutes, then I have 23 hours and 45 minutes to kill. Tough gig. You know what I did yesterday? I took a hairdryer and made toast. Killed 4 hours right there. There's a lot of tough jobs. One job I know I wouldn't do well is be a waiter. Look at me. You think if you asked me for a cup of coffee, I'd be right back? Not a chance. You know what job I'd like to get? I'd like to be the guy that pulls the switch on the electric chair. There's a great gig. You walk in, it's like, I'm finished. You want a little overtime, you get a dimmer switch. So I guess you figured it out by now. I live alone. I like living by myself. It's great. Women live alone differently than men do. Women buy things you don't need, like a cover for the toaster, sheets. I bought a cordless telephone. I can't find it. I bought a VCR, then realized I never watched TV, which means I paid $800 to have a clock in my living room. I bought one of those little Sony Watchman TVs that fit right in your hand with remote control. My next door neighbor has a metal plate in his head. Sometimes I take the remote control and change his mind.
I need a nickel. Well, bring it up, honey. Here's a nickel right here. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. I'll give it right back. My father used to say to me, he'd say, Kippy, never put nickels in your nose. Well, that was fine with me as long as I was living under his roof. But now I'm an adult. I do as I damn please, ladies and gentlemen, and if I want to put nickels in my nose, I put nickels in my goddamn nose. Now, who the hell is hurt? Certainly not me. Thanks. I make a nickel a show that way. I do. I have a whole jar of these things at home in my bedroom. Of course, they're all stuck together. They don't do it. But it's the memories. I'm losing my hair. There's something I hadn't planned on. They say that baldness is caused by stress. You know what causes stress? Baldness. There are no complicated answers, ladies and gentlemen. They're only complicated questions. You know what causes weight gain. Everyone knows what causes weight gain. What is the mystery? Why do we have to watch our magazine? There's no need for it. We know everything there is to know about dieting. Weight gain is caused by food. And we all know that it's not the kind of food, is it? No. It's the amount of food. It's not your thyroids. It's never been your thyroids, and you knew that. It will never be your thyroids, and you know that too. It's our mouth. This hole right here, okay? This hole, as you know, is much bigger than this hole, of course. And the one overloads the other, and the body blows up. And people will say, well, why? I don't know why I'm gaining weight. You hear your friends say, I don't know why. I don't know why I'm putting this weight on. Tell them. Tell them. It's because you eat too much, man. Wait a minute, let me simplify. You can't put $20 worth of gas in the tank every morning if you're only going to drive around the block once a day. Yeah. Food is too easy to get in our country. Anybody can buy food. They'll sell food to anyone. They don't care. If you have the money, they'll give you the food. It's the government's fault. They don't regulate it. I was sitting in this restaurant not too long ago. In comes the biggest person I've ever seen. Could have been a man. Happened to be a woman. And I thought to myself, if it's all right for a bartender to cut a drunk off, why would it be okay for a waiter to come over to a person like that and say, I'm sorry, ma'am, I think you've had enough. You're not going to fit back in your car. I recently separated from my wife, 3 years. I don't think she's coming back. I wrote a song about it. I won't sing it for you, but the title is, I'm so miserable without you, it's just like having you around. Hey, don't get me wrong, I'm no angel. I used to do things I knew she hated. Like every morning I'd wake up. She hated that. Ladies, I want you to listen up right now because I'm going to tell you something. I'm sorry, guys, but I'm going to let the cat out of the bag. A man will say anything to get what he wants. Ladies, listen to that. A man will say anything to get what he wants. And I know the ladies, they're very kind. They're thinking to themselves right now, yes, but he wouldn't say that. Yes, he would. So if I'm out at night and I want to strike up a conversation with a lady, I simply walk over and I say, can I buy you a car? Because a man will say anything to get what he wants. I think the ladies should know that. I want to be even more specific. Ladies, I want you to listen to this. The guy you're sitting next to right now, yes, him, he will say anything to get what he wants. Now, some men will deny that if it'll get them what they want.
Thank you very much. So have you seen me on the Letterman show, or do you have jobs? It's on very late, I know. I don't tell anyone when I'm going to be on. Because last time before I actually made it on to the show, they canceled me 7 times. And it was upsetting. My friends would all call me up the next day and say, we stayed up. Where were you? What was worse was my parents would call me up and tell me how wonderful I was. It wasn't my only job. I had other jobs before. They were very boring, though. I was a stewardess for a while on a helicopter. There were about 5, 6 people tops, I would say. So, would you like something to drink? You would? Well, then we're going to have to land. had the most boring office job in the world. I used to clean the windows on the envelopes. I have been traveling a lot. I have. I don't like it. They say flying is safer than driving. When my car engine stalls, oxygen masks don't fly out of the ceiling. Flying is safer than taking a taxi in New York, though, because they're crazy. I was in 2 taxi accidents last year. One, I was standing on the sidewalk. One, I was in an elevator. They don't even build taxis like regular cars anymore. They don't have 2 pedals, an accelerator, and a foot horn. I did travel to London. I was in London over the 4th of July. It's not a big holiday there. It was interesting because I have a girlfriend who's originally from Brooklyn who moved to London 10 years ago. And I called her up when I was there, and she used to talk like this. Now she talks like this. Of course, she slips every once in a while. She said, "Oh, you must come over for a spot of coffee." I live on Paddington and Toity-Toyd. I'd love for you to meet my husband, Vincent. Yo, Vinny!
Stand Up America featured from the comic strip in New York, Joe Bolster, Rita Rudner, and from the Improv Comedy Club in Los Angeles, Marsha Warfield, Bobby Slayton, John Mendoza, Kip Adotta.